What's up, guys? Go back to our video, and we just got Moon Knight episode 5, and it was like so good. And plus, even though we're in this episode, it was like so dark. We're probably the last couple episodes, and plus with this episode, it was filled with like so many emotions, and we got to explore more of Mark's heritage and what really happened to Mark in his childhood as well. Plus, with this episode, it was like dark. I mean, it was like way darker, of course. And plus, with the ending, I totally set up the finale. Even for Mark Spector, as well as some cool Easter eggs or stuff that they may have missed in this episode. So in this video, this will be my full breakdown for Moon Knight episode 5, going over all the Easter eggs and things that they may have missed, and talk about what things in this episode could possibly connect to the finale. But if you have not seen Moon Knight episode 5, trying to avoid spoilers that are going to be major spoilers in this video for the entire episode, so click on this video now and come back to this video after you've seen the episode. But if you're new here and you enjoy stuff like this, then be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you miss out on videos like this in the future. So, let's get into it. Episode 5 opens up on like a boy is screaming, and then we see a woman there, and like she said like it's all your fault, and she's like saying that twice, really shouting, and then we transition to Taweret, who saw at the end of last episode, but we saw the two personalities, Steven and Mark scream, and then it transitions to Mark screaming. Then we cut to a conversation between Mark and Arthur. With Mark, he says to Arthur that he's not a real doctor. It's because with the Mark and Steven are trying to go after Mark before he get the script. They're trying to go after him. And plus with Arthur, he mentions to Mark that he wants to like speak to that little boy. And then after that, with Mark, he gets in and there was something, and then it immediately transitions to where it ended off in last episode with Mark and Steven screaming at the torrent. And now with the torrent, and now talking to Mark and Steven, and now with the torrent, she tells like Mark that he's dead, and then like Steven tells Mark that like are dead, and then like with the torrent, like she reads something that like we're gonna mention of the Duat, which is like the underworld, and then with the and now with the Duat, it was like a realm of the dead Egyptian mythology. It was also the realm of Osiris and other Egyptian gods and other supernatural beings. So also in the comics is where Osiris or Horus and that were freed in modern times, and also where they encountered Thor and Odin, and plus he was involved in one issue where it involved Thor and Odin. And now with Torrent, like she mentioned to Mark that he's now in the afterlife, and now with Mark mentioning that, it's saying that he's in the afterlife, it's saying that the whole thing is now in the afterlife with him being in the something that he thinks. Plus with this, I think it's all it is said with everything going on in like the something like it went down in the last episode, and then it transitions from that to them on like a boat into a row, or also known as the people read. It was also mentioned back in episode 1. When like Steven was giving a tour, to that girl at the museum back in London, where to Stephen Grant, and plus that place is a place where Osiris rules. And then what we see Torrent do here is taking like the hearts out of both personalities, Steven and Mark, and then what Torrent does is she puts the two hearts on the scale of justice, and now with the scale of justice, it's like a process or whether or not to determine like whom the heart is worthy to enter the realm of the dead. And plus, what Steven mentions, that like with like the heart on like this scale of justice, it will determine to Mark who he really was in life. And plus, what the Torrent says, if it's not balanced, it's like they get thrown overboard. Which is like foreshadowing probably the ending of this episode. With that, plus I'll probably get into that at the end. And now with the Mark saying that his memories were a mess, with Steven looking at like all the doors, and plus with one door that shows Moon Knight like killing Anonymous, and like another door that shows Mr. Knight and Khonshu like turning back the night sky, and with the little involved as well. And now this is with Steven just like visiting Mark's past and what he's done in the events of his life as Moon Knight and Mr. Knight. And now with the Mark, it's Steven like going into a room and some full of all other people that are Mark killed, and then we see Steven like talking to a little boy, and plus with that it transitions to like this is probably the Mark's brother Randall's Spectre when this like with the Mark like go into Randall like in like a cave, and then after that the scene what really happened and Mark's memories are revisiting though his childhood because with the Jewish heritage, and then with Stephen like he follows them and like a cave to see like what really happened to Mark's brother, and now like we can see like with the water coming in, and with this we can see that with the Mark's brother Randall like he really drowned, and then we ended up in like a home of like probably the Mark's mom, and plus with the Mark's mom when he says to Mark that like Mark let him drown, and plus probably though his brother that he not survive, or probably with the Mark he didn't have a good childhood back then. And now with Mark, it's even like now that we're visiting Mark's childhood, and plus we're being like taking places, and as to when Mark was like celebrating his birthday with like just his dad, and like not his mom or his brother, because like with his brother Randall suspected like he died, and then we're being like take into like another place like where he's celebrating his birthday, but he as mom with them, and then with his mother like she said like that. Mark was so jealous of his own brother, and then when Mark goes insane and then goes into his room, and there was a scene like he doesn't know what like Mark's mom did, plus what Mark was like growing up, and then what he sees when Mark going into his room, and then with Steven going in there to find out what really happened, but with Mark he's like prevents Steven from like going in there, so there's something must be behind that door. Plus, and then we see Mark and his dad. Plus, with the Mark, he's probably though in his like younger years. Plus, with the Mark said that like saying that like she needs help. And plus, they're gonna get help. And plus, I think with the Mark's mom, she was probably though being abusive to him during his childhood. Ever since like his brother Randall passed away and drowned in that cave. And next we see Steven and Mark going into Khonshu's cave, and which we see like a blood up and like a bruised up the Mark, and plus with the Khonshu it was revealed that with Khonshu he made him like Mark promise that like to protect the troubles of the night and the seek of Khonshu's of vengeance, and plus with the Steven it was revealed that like Khonshu was manipulating Mark from the start. He was trying to take advantage of him, and then with Mark he like agrees, and then with him he turns into Moonlight, and then they look at the scale of just again if it's appropriately well balanced of the sea, the heart is like worthy enough for the realm. And then we see Mark and Steven talking, and plus with the Steven that he tells Mark to go after, but with the Mark he says to Steven that it is not worth it, and then with Steven he says, and plus if they don't go back there, if Harold doesn't succeed or he gets what he wants, he's going to kill many people, and plus he's going to kill Layla along with them as well, and plus with the Mark says saying that he won't do it. And plus, with Steven, like he says, like it's all your fault. And plus, it's like how the episode like started with Mark's mom saying that it's all your fault, that he's about to lose everything, and then we see Mark go insane by slapping himself, and then in transitions though from that to Arthur's desk. And then we see Mark and Steven talking, and plus it was revealed that like Mark though created Steven to punish the world and what his mom did, and then we see that Arthur he tells to Mark to open up to Steven by looking into liquid. Then it immediately transitions into Mark when he was a kid. This is like from a childhood, and plus what is he is like sitting there, and plus what Mark's mom, he's like forcing him to come into his room, and plus with Mark's mom, he was abusive to him during his childhood, and plus with like Steven, like he looks at like a poster of a tomb of Usher, and now for what it says on the tomb of Usher poster, it says when danger is near, Steven Grant has no fear, and then it was like revealed that like Mark made Steven up, and now what is thinking this poster during Mark's childhood, that a very abusive child for him, and plus with Mark's mom, he like hits him with a belt, especially after his brother died. Like his mom was like very abusive to him. So with Mark, he didn't have a good childhood because his mom was like abusive to him. And the next week we cut to like Mark and Arthur, but it's Mark is just Steven, and plus like Arthur, he says that if like Mark were to open up to Steven, like the show, like the Steven or the show like Mark what really happened, and that like Mark made it was Steven up, and that was Mark's life, and that it was all just a lie because his mother was abusive to him, and then we cut to like the Mark like Steven and like Mark's mom is a Shiva, and plus although and plus and I would see the like a Mark, and then we see Mark kind of like crying all in pain, and plus I mean he's really upset, and plus when his mother like dead, and but she was really abusive to him, and then like with the Mark there, like with Steven there, or like Mark immediately like transitions back into Steven, and plus it was so revealed that with Mark he made up Steven, and as well he was like with Steven he was talking to someone else on the phone that we thought he was like talking to his mom. Plus this was all back in like episode 1 when like Steven I think that he was talking to his second personality living by himself. And now, with this, we see Mark and Steven back on the ship to see if they can get to the gate of Osiris, and whether Taweret they tell them that their souls were no earthly bounds, and now the souls of Duets, and now that must claim their souls as well, and that was the souls of Duel. Of a duet like climbing on top of the ship, and then we see Mark and Steven try to hit them out, and then with the one like a soul of a duet, they try to take Mark overboard, but then like Steven takes him like down, and plus with like Steven like he's thrown overboard, and then we see the most like emotional and sad thing happen is that with Steven thrown overboard, he gets shot into the same, but then he immediately dies though in the sand, and plus what the Mark he tells him to sell the boat, but it's too late, and now like Steven though he's gone, and then with the Taweret she says that like the souls are perfectly balanced, but then it immediately transitions into the final scene with the Mark into a field with the sun shining over him, and then the episode ends from there. And yeah, and plus with the episode 5 of Moon Knight, I thought it was like really dark and like super like emotional, even though it was like incredible, that they're like so good. And plus we got to visit the Mark's child and to see what really happened to Mark when he was a child, and like some like, big reveals that the fact that like Mark made into Steven up, and plus all things that happened to him, and plus all things that like Steven did, and plus with his mother that's like abusive to him as well, and plus we see that what's happening that Steven is gone, and plus I think like in the finale I think we're gonna see the third personality, Jake Lockley, and probably though in the finale as well. So yeah, I really do enjoy this episode, even though it ended off I'm like pretty sad. The thing, especially with Steven gone. I mean, I can't wait to see the finale, to see where the show goes from here. So that's gonna be it for this video. Love thoughts, also comments down below, and what are your thoughts on Moon Knight episode 5? Give me a rating between 1 out of 10. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell for future videos, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter for live updates. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.